Hey guys, Jarell here, Greywolf TV, back with our reactions to Fringe. We're now on to Season 2, Episode 17. Episode 16, however, blew my mind. It was focused around 1985 and gave us all the details as to exactly what came about with Walter's experiments and who's been responsible for all the things that have been going on and how this Peter ended up on this side and who was responsible. I'm not going to go into it any more than that. If you want a full recap, I did literally a 10 to 12 minute review of it on the end of that last episode. So we're just going to get straight on with the next one. This is episode 17.
I wasn't looking to make money.
Of course, I understand, but if someone's responsible for your illness, my firm can absolutely
The
help
last
you.
doctor I saw, he suggested that if I could find some of the other kids we went to school with, if some of them have the same symptoms, it might help him identify what it is that's making me sick.
I do remember one boy, Lloyd Becker.
I really appreciate you helping me out.
Whoa, that's where he touched her with his hand. What the hell?
What's going on in there?
I think she's dead.
You okay?
EMTs responded to a 911 call phoned in by a Good Samaritan. She was dead by the time they arrived. And Dr.
Walter Bishop. John Potash, I took your advanced biochem seminar, Dr. Bishop.
Oh.
I apologize. I remember I was a bit of a slave driver.
I never thought I'd get a chance to thank you. Your father is a great man.
You look more like malignant tumors.
I said tumors.
Sarcomas, to be exact.
But that kind of cancer presents beneath the skin, not on the surface.
Normally, yes. Do you have a black light?
Oh, yeah, somewhat.
The cells near the point of origin of the cancer should show more progression. Hence, refract a
He'll
different
be on her
color.
arm. There you go.
Like that. Fingers. Indeed.
Yeah.
Right hand, I'd say. Which indicates not only what killed this woman,
Or who?
but also who.
The screen had a bunch of meetings scheduled for yesterday. Do you recognize any of those names?
First two are deposition prep. I don't recognize the third one.
She was supposed to meet him about an hour before she died. It just seems like an awful lot of trouble to go through to kill somebody. Why not just hire a hitman?
Well, a hitman would draw too much attention.
Really? And spontaneous fatal tumor growth wouldn't? You want to come on inside? We can noodle on it. Maybe order a pizza?
Oh, thanks, but no, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I should probably head home. Anyway, I'm not really hungry, but
All right.
thank you.
Oh, Olivia, you're playing a dangerous game here. If you're going to keep a secret, you need to not start being weird about it.
Walter, I have to tell him. I gotta tell Peter the truth.
But that's not what we discussed.
I know, and I'm sorry. But he deserves to know the truth about who he is.
No, you don't understand. Things have never been better between us. I can't lose him again. I can't.
If it was the other way around, I would want him to tell me.
I'm begging you. Not yet, please. Give me time to prepare.
God damn
Please.
it.
Miranda Green used her credit card at a downtown Providence cafe about a half hour before she died.
Sounds like her meeting with Neil Wilson.
Well, the guy she was with, he looked real pale and skinny. Dark circles under his eyes.
You think he was sick?
I'd
Yeah.
say pretty bad. Looked like my uncle did when he's fighting cancer.
The man that Miss Green met did this to her as a way to delay the progression of his own disease.
Lloyd Becker.
Voice found him.
You're Alex.
Alex Taylor. Thanks for seeing me.
Of
He
course,
looks
yeah.
ill
How you
again.
doing?
Just like Miss Green.
Did anyone see the suspect?
Police canvassed the building and the neighborhood. No luck.
Nothing that tells me why Lloyd Becker was chosen as a victim.
I think I know what it is that's bothering you. why it is you've been so awkward around me for the last couple weeks. You know, if something had happened between the two of us, I mean, if we had actually kissed, then we'd have to deal with that, but we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Right. You know, this past year, this is the longest I've ever stayed in one place. So this thing that we have, you, me, Walter, this odd little family unit that we've got going, I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that.
5 deaths over the past 20 months, from Chicago to Hartford.
And healthy people keeling over like this didn't set off any alarm bells?
Well, a couple were considered medical anomalies, and local police looked into another, but nothing suggested it was murder.
I may not be the gumshoe you are, but I've got some skills.
Well, you're right about moving around a lot. I was a military brat.
That would explain the uniform.
The uniform?
Yeah, bland clothes. I don't think I've ever seen you in a primary color. It's because it's more than a job to you. I'm also taller than I appear.
That's it.
What? What happened?
What did I say?
Did I miss something?
When we were in Jacksonville, there was a height chart on the wall with names, first name and last initial. All the kids that I was in daycare with.
Yeah, all the kids from Walter and Belle's Cortexiphan trials.
So while I was there, I wrote down all their names and I made a list.
Miranda G. and Lloyd B.
Julie H., Alan D. They're all there. All 5 of his victims.
So what does that mean? Why is this guy
killing Cortexiphan kids?
Way.
I think we should wake up Walter.
I have an idea why they might be susceptible.
To the cancer?
The energy exchange that this man is creating, I don't think it would work on everyone. Cortexiphan was designed to allow children to access untapped parts of their brain, untapped energies.
Now, you've said that you and Belle never kept a list of the children that you experimented on.
I didn't. And if Belly did, I never saw it.
When Harris was tracking down Nick Lane and Nancy Lewis, we asked her. She doesn't have a list.
Yeah, but I believe that Nina Sharp isn't always so forthcoming. And there's nothing in the massive dynamic archives.
As I've told you before, there's nothing on record. What are you implying?
Well, you've kept information from me since I met you. Information that has prevented me from understanding the origin of many, if not all of the cases I've investigated while working with
Lied about your arm, too.
And I know about Peter.
Have you told him?
No. But I'm going to.
No, you won't.
What makes you so sure about that?
Because you haven't told him yet. You didn't come here today to ask me about a list that you already knew I don't have. You came here to have me talk you out of it.
That's incredibly perceptive.
We have a mutual friend, Lloyd Becker. He said I could find Nick here.
He moved to
Yes.
Brooklyn several years ago.
Do you know how I could get in contact with him? Do you have his phone number?
I'm afraid not.
No.
Haven't heard from him for some time.
You're not likely to.
She was his sister.
James was in the hospital.
She was visiting him, and she just suddenly collapsed and died. He was having chemo treatment. He had cancer.
Do you have the name of the hospital where Heath was treated?
Oh.
Yeah. It's Abington Memorial Hospital.
Jeez. That's rough.
You're Olivia Dunham.
Shit.
You probably don't remember me.
What can I do for you?
Oh, frick. Ooh, nice.
Hello?
Peter! Peter, it's me! It's in my house!
God damn.
You stay down.
I didn't want this. A man came to see me when I was in the hospital. That because of the experiments, he could teach me how to fight the cancer. But it didn't work. I didn't get better, I got worse. One day, it just happened. That's when I realized how it worked.
I've got you on speed dial.
Really? I'm #1 on Olivia Dunham's speed dial?
Well, Well, no, but I didn't think that Rachel or Mr. Iyer from the Indian takeout would be much use.
And the man who tried to activate him, do we know who he was?
He sounds like the same man who Sanford Harris hired to activate Nancy Lewis and Nick Lane.
Yeah, who?
I assumed the activation failed in Mr. East. There are still nearly a dozen unaccounted for people from the Jacksonville experiments, and 30 more from the drug trials in Worcester. If they all have capabilities anything like the ones we've seen, and if someone were to find them...
Yeah.
Well, Philip, then we need to find them first.
I'm not gonna tell Peter.
Thank you, Olivia. The truth is, I've done enough damage. And that starts with telling Peter the truth. I have to tell him who he really is.
Come on! So we just went all through that for Walter to say that at the end. God damn it. I still don't think it will happen just yet. And Nina was correct in her perceptive idea as to why Olivia went to go see her. If this comes out now, it's going to create way more problems than we need. So she's leaving it in the hands of Walter. And Walter is saying he's going to tell Peter he needs to start putting things right. So, if the writers have decided that Walter's to be the one that does this, that's fine. I just hope they don't do it yet, that it's Walter decides to do it at a point when he feels it's the correct time. That is not yet. Anyway, that was a really good episode. I enjoyed that. And the issue I'm having here is, once again, especially after the last episode, we're now finding out just how much damage and involvement Walter's experiments and William Bell has done to the world and all these children with the cortexiphan experiments and trials. And more of these kids are coming out of the woodwork, and they've all got sad stories as things that have gone wrong with whatever abilities some of them have managed to find out they have, because they've not been able to learn to control them. They've not had anyone around them to be able to help them learn how to control it. And they're all ending up in massive dynamic under drug-induced comas. And as Broyles has just said to Nina there's like another 30 odd of these from the other trials and 12 from the Jacksonville trials that we still don't know their whereabouts of. We need to find them, because there is someone out there, as this episode has just demonstrated, who is finding some of these kids, now they've grown up, and telling them that they can help them activate the abilities that they were supposed to have as kids, and can help them learn to control it. However, it's not working out, because each one of them that are being told that, things are going wrong. We had Nick Lane, who was pushing his emotions onto other people and it was getting them killed. We had the other girl who was spontaneously setting fire to people and making their heads boil and explode. She wasn't able to control it. And now we've had this guy who can force his illness onto other people and is not able to control it. So the only person who has had any ability whatsoever so far who seems to have any sort of control is Olivia. No one else. So the expedience at being able to try and find the rest of them is a priority, which is another reason why at the moment it is not the right time for Peter to find out what the hell's going on, where he's from and how it came about. So my decision that I said still stands. At the moment I am on the side of what Olivia has just taken. Still, by the end of this episode, is keep Peter in denial and not knowing, because some Pandora's boxes are best left unopened for now. And if Ward so wants to tell him further down the line, that's up to him. I just hope it isn't yet. Right, I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll be back for episode 18 very soon, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I will be back for the next episode in the next 2 or 3 days. Till then, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Take care.